A humongous message from today's reading absolutely has to do with reminding you about something. Left path, right path choice does not mean right, wrong. There can be two, in a sense, rights. There is more than even two rights, two wrongs, etc. I don't want you to focus on how am I going to know which thing is the right thing to do. That's not what left path, right path choice means most of the time. Left path, right path choice simply means microscopic, minimal changes will expand outwards and make things occur organically. There's no way to control that. You simply make a decision and dedicate to it and go forward, and that continues your law of attraction. When you make a decision and you continuously regret or think, what if I would have done this? What if I would have gone right instead of left, or left instead of right? There's nothing about that mindset that brings you forward. You were meant to pick the left if you pick the left. You were meant to pick the right if you pick the right. Just because something doesn't go according to plan does not mean it was the wrong decision. Things happen for a reason. And sometimes, go with me here, sometimes things in the moment that feel you've done something wrong, etc., was meant for what you wanted to actually happen, occur in the future. A domino effect. And I want you to use your discernment on these types of things I'm talking about. An example would be, I decided to go down this road instead of this road today, and it made me later when I thought it was going to make it earlier for me. You most likely, I don't want to say it like that because I don't want to make you feel ever like scared. When you get stuck in fear and feeling scared, it doesn't help you. Yes, you're human and you got to feel everything you feel, but it's about not getting stuck in, oh, I'm scared. It's why do I feel scared? Where is it stemming from, etc. So when I say this, take it with the full meaning of the message and a grain of salt with the way I'm being able to illustrate it to you. If that makes sense, you'll see what I mean. You could have potentially, if you would have gone the right path that day, that would have been faster. You could have gotten hit. Something could have happened. Something that would have kept you way longer getting to work, maybe months, maybe years. Things happen for us, not to us. So when you make a decision and you dedicate to sticking to it and proceed forward, that is when you're in control of your law of attraction. When you understand the only decision, the only thing I can control is me from this, and I go ahead, I let my decisions flow. I don't regret them. I don't harp. I know that if this didn't go according to plan, there was still the position I was supposed to make. Things flow, and you always discover the reason why, and it always ends up happening for you, not to you. We have freedom of will, everybody. So, okay, cool. First card. There's a family. There's a family I feel forming all around you, but that means more than a romantic partner and children. You have realized, you have tried to separate yourself from so many people because you were afraid to be vulnerable again. My friend, what I sense is a person in front of me that grew up really trusting in the beauty of humanity and being, and that's a great thing. Here's the kicker part. You were continued to be bullied or ridiculed or not made to feel adequate neglected, different forms of abuse, etc. But you saw the beauty in humanity still. And it took a long time for the world to suck that completely out of you. There was a time, because we are real here, we talk about the full circle. There was a time in your past, could have been years ago, but there was, even if it was a split amount of time. You had that beauty of you, that vibrational mindset of promoting growth no matter how bare the situation, got ripped from you. And you had to find your way back. That's completely part of the spiritual journey. That's having to go out and alone. Okay, I'm feeling called to say a representation about this as well. Okay, think of that whole mindset, that whole part of your journey, etc., as if you have recently seen the new Dune. Okay, you know the main character Paul, played by Timothée Chalamet. He has to go out into the desert, like he has to go by himself for like the summer, the hunting season, etc. I just saw it the other day, and this is all that keeps playing in my head, is that scene, that sense when he has to go out by himself and prove to his pack, the team, the people, that he can fight by their side, etc., is what the same representation of following your inner compass is. Of understanding it was never about proving anything to anybody except yourself. Because if he went out there and went in isolation or etc., and didn't think about his abilities, his truth, what he knew he could see, what he knew he could do, if he couldn't try to prove it to himself, it wasn't going to be approved to anybody else. When he got on the big sandworm and put the hooks in and etc., and rid that humongous, like it was like one of the biggest they had like ever seen or whatever, and if he wouldn't have done all of that for himself, thinking about what he has to do, his part, etc., he would have fallen off. And he didn't even know how strong he truly was. You see, all media and etc., things are fictional. Absolutely, okay? But fictional stories have real universal truths embedded within them to teach lessons, to connect, and for the ones who are open to receive them and see between the lines. The story is fictional, but the message isn't. And I see that's what you're realizing now about your family. You had to go out on your own. You could have separated from some friends, family, love partner, etc., because you were afraid to trust, and you had to learn how to find yourself. And it wasn't about proving you're enough to anybody. What I see is a person that was surrounded in the past by neglect, by fake friends, etc., and now is surrounded by beautiful people. You are not perfect. And it is a blessing for you to have gone through this process and to be able to reconnect to these found family members, to some romantic aspects, to family of all form. You went out to learn some more lessons. We all have that time. It's imperative. So I see somebody that the message is to truly understand you have in the aspect done nothing wrong. You must have in very recent times, like that left path, right path thing. It's had to been such an imperative thing. You have been extremely self-critical about, at least in these past, I'm hearing since September. Since September time frame, there has been something within you that you recently, in recent times, have realized, was I living in a fear mindset? Was I making decisions based off safety? Like, and I mean unrealistic safety. Like thinking something that was going to be a complete safe environment and your soul knew it, but being so trapped in the what ifs and of events that happened to you in the past when you did trust people, etc., completely cloud the reality that this is a safe person, a safe space, etc. That there's no correlation to the two. There's nothing alike about them. It is the only thing alike is that you trusted both of them. This person that extremely hurt you, that you thought would never hurt you, way before you knew who this person was, etc. Destroying all of that. The only thing that's connected to the two people, truly, is the position that they held and hold in your life. You trusted them, they hurt you. You trusted this person, these people, and you may have roller coaster bumps because all dynamics too, but they didn't betray you or hurt you like this. It was just the position. And you have to give yourself so much credit for acknowledging these things. So many people get stuck in you, and do not look within. That is the closest to what I call a hopeless case, because you can't help them if they don't reflect and look within and say, hey, what am I projecting outwards so I can definitely validate what is me or any form of influence I could have in a situation versus, no, this person is completely at fault or going above and beyond, etc. When you know yourself and you can trust yourself, you never will second guess if the people surrounding you are for your benefit. Because not trusting ones around you when they've given you no reason to not trust them is what I'm stating. And just assuming or believing, is there a possibility I'm seeing this all wrong, that they're lying to me, is only a reflection of your self-trust. Again, it's completely different. If they've given you reasons not to trust them, and I'm talking about big, like unacceptable things, I always want to make sure, it does take me out of my channeling to do it, but I make it a mental note to continue to help you stay aware of how to not make things fit for you and how to see they're organically fitting and how to not try to make yourself believe that a person that's not deserving of you is a person that's deserving of you. It's very important to me. It does take me out of my channeling, but that's putting the ball in view to see what court it's supposed to dribble to. I see people that want to show you and paint that full picture, don't want to be scared to give you clarity is what I'm hearing. It's for themselves and for you and for others. See, all of you understand this sense of somebody coming in and disrupting your home, but all of these people that you have in recent times have said, no, this is a found family member. This is someone that loves me unconditionally. This is somebody I want to be in a relationship. This is somebody I trust. These are the moments that make it to show that. You can't just have everything being perfect and never get through a hard moment to know if somebody's really there for you or not. You have to go through hard times and see how both people react and keep yourself in check and grow. This is these are activators in your life. They want you to understand you now have this mind that's not set up about what are other people thinking of me. Your mindset is what is the reaction of this world? How can I observe? How can I be a fly on the wall but speak as well? The balance. They want you to continue investing in education for yourself as well. And that can mean very many different forms of education, but some form of always gaining more self-awareness, owning your craft, etc. These are collective statistics what resonates. So for some people, that could mean going back to school. Some people, that means just educating yourself by reading and picking up on things read about spirituality, read about whatever is calling to you. It doesn't even have to involve spirituality. But the thing is when you become a spiritual person, you probably already know what I'm going to say with this, it's impossible not to make everything have some form of understandings of connection and spiritual lesson. Like just, even if it's the most simple, sweetest of a lesson, everything is connected. So therefore, there will always be some form of spiritual lesson, but you can just relax and understand if there's supposed to be some big thing you learn, it just happens organically. Sometimes it's not a choice of left path, right path in a sense of right, wrong. Sometimes the left path, right path just means, would you like a Twix or Snickers? You know? It means, would you like Pepsi or Coke? Would you like sparkling water or purified water? It doesn't mean bad, good, bad. They want you to go ahead and indulge in your life. Maintain your priorities so you can have fun with your friends, with your found family, with your lover, etc. Trust the ones that give effort because it goes a long way. And effort means a balance of respecting your space, but showing, hey, I'm not giving up on our connection. As long as you tell me, you don't tell me to leave, I'm not going to. I will respect your boundaries, but as long as you tell me as long as you don't tell me you don't want me to leave, I'm going to be here. I'm going to be here and take the pace you need. I see so many people you can celebrate with. And Spirit says it's time to trust. And when I say it's time to trust, not only do I absolutely mean trust other people, I mean it's time to trust you. You would not, from the beginning, have had these types of friends come in at this part of your life if you weren't high vibrational. Not all the friends of your past, but a big majority of them you met in that frequency and only could stay friends with them if you stayed in that frequency. You wouldn't have even been put in the energetic lines to have met these new people or had the friends that you were able to go up levels with. You can feel it. That's the biggest thing about Spirit. You can feel what they're telling you when you're not stuck in all of this. That's what I got for y'all today. And now it's time to talk about the Colorado adventure. So, August 11th through August 16th, I am hosting a spiritual adventure in the Colorado mountains. It is going to be 6 days long, and every single one of those 6 days, I have a spiritual workshop in place. So that's going to involve teaching you tarot, guided energy readings, where it's me and you, one-on-one, away from the whole rest of the found family, etc., to go ahead and really see what energy did you come into the trip with? What do you release in the mountain and do not take back with you? What will you gain? And so much more. Other things will be teaching you manifestation techniques, law of attraction, going ahead and jumping in to inner child, inner teenager work, etc. And one of the biggest things also I'm excited to do with you guys is I currently have my cards in production. That's my tarot/oracle cards. It's going to be a while until they are available for purchase. But every single person that comes on the trip, my first prints, I will make sure are ready by that trip and will receive them a gift to take home. There will be a bunch of other divination tools I also present. So you can come, basically, if you're called to, you can come with any cards or materials when it comes to spirituality that you're called to, but you don't have to bring anything at all. I will supply you the cards, the journal, the pen, the sage, the Palo Santo, the crystals, everything. And you will gain so much self-understanding, trust in your body by the physical aspect of the trip, and more. This trip is just as much spiritual as it is physical. All of the details about what's going on the trip, every single day's planning, event, etc., is on the website, the trip website, but also I have a lot of the information just on my Instagram account and also my Discord. If you're interested in joining my Discord, it is phenomenal. I have an online community base of people who all exchange information and are friends and bond and express. And there's also like all the information you would need about like my Colorado trip, my Twitch, different aspects. There's subsections. So it's a great place to go ahead and join. If you're called to join my Discord server, I have the links like in my YouTube channel and etc. That is what I have for y'all today. And I'll see you when I see you. Let's get it.